Several months back, I was asked to join a group of Catholics here on YouTube who will defend the faith against the comments being made against the Catholic Church, against fraudulent videos being made against the Catholic Church, and basically just defend the faith against the heresies of other people who want to slander the Catholic Church. And I kind of sit back and watch their videos and looked at their comments. And it wasn't long before I started getting emails from them about my old friends at the Seventh Day Adventist. And many asking me questions that others have asked me for the last 3.5 or 4 years. Why can't they interpret the Bible right? Why do they always get it wrong? Why do they want to slander the Catholic Church? Things that I've heard, like I said, for about 3.5 years, about the Sabbath and so forth, and just the same comments, the same arguments that I have seen for years. So what I want to do is help this group out, and I'm going to be presenting some stuff in a new way concerning the Seventh Day Adventist organization, so that these new Catholics and this group that I belong to can understand them better and understand how to address the arguments of the Seventh Day Adventists more, and also to deal with the fraudulent material used by the Seventh Day Adventists, documents that they fabricate themselves and pass off as being something historical when it's nothing more than a fabrication of something they make up. Making up things is one of their big events, I guess. I guess the bigger the lie, the better it is for them. As I get started here, I want to read you an article that I found at in this article. I'll put a link in my video so you can read the entire article. It's from Andrews University, and it's called Thinking Biblically and the Pastoral Ministry. Now, this is by a Seventh Day Adventist at Andrews University. I say I'll post a link to this in the video so you can read it. And the past president, I believe he was, in 1988, Neil C. Wilson, says this about the Adventist organization, and I quote, "Too many of our people are doctrinally illiterate, and as a result, they have no firm conviction or commitment to the prophetic movement." He goes on to say, "New generations of young adults are doctrinally and biblically illiterate, and as a consequence, they do not experience Adventist as a movement, much less the end-time remnant." End quote. Now, under this same article, there's this question asked, does thinking matter? I want you to listen to this very carefully, Catholics and Protestants as well. In the same article, it says, does thinking matter? And I quote, "To change the thinking of the church, one needs first to be convinced that such a change is necessary. Unfortunately, Adventists are convinced that thinking is not important." You hear that? Adventists are convinced that thinking is not important. To which I say, amen. They don't think that thinking is important. And their own president called them doctrinally illiterate and biblically illiterate. To which I will add, if you watch their videos, if you see me refuting their videos, you'll also find out they are historically illiterate as well. They can't seem to get history right. They want to reinvent history or make history say what they want history to say and totally disregard the truth about history. So what I'm going to do is to try to help these new Catholics on YouTube out and present some of the videos that I've had in a new way. I'll begin with one of the questions that I've been asked, I know 10 times in the last 2 or 3 weeks about, and that is the Sabbath issue with Seventh Day Adventists. They, through twisting of the scriptures, force theology, and force theology is making the Bible say what you want it to say and not letting the Bible say what it says for itself. They do this all the time. It's just nothing. In fact, I haven't seen a doctrine that they have that isn't forced theology. They have to force the Bible, change history to fit their doctrines. if they would be honest with themselves, they would find out that they do not have one doctrine that is right. At the bottom line, they do not have one doctrine that is right. But yet, in their willful ignorance, they choose to disregard the truth. Many times they're even told by their own people, don't listen to anyone else. All they're trying to do is confuse you. Typical cult attitude. Tell you, remember, don't listen to anybody else. All they're trying to do is confuse you. What they're basically saying is, don't listen to anybody else. You'll probably find out the truth and how much we've deceived you and how much we've lied to you. That's what the leaders are really trying to say to them. So I hope these videos will help these new Catholics on YouTube. And I hope it will help you to understand better how to deal with these Seventh-day Adventists and how to answer their arguments. First of all, realize you're dealing with illiterate people, according to their own, one of their own past presidents. Not only are they biblically illiterate, they're historically illiterate as well. They have no clue as to what church history is really about, and no clue as to the truth about church history. I have challenged many of them to debate me over these things, and when I get thinking about challenging them to debate, I really realized that it would probably be dishonest of me to want to debate one of the Seventh-day Adventists, since they don't have the knowledge to stand with me. That's just the bottom line. I've challenged numerous of them to debates, and they refuse. But I can understand why they refuse. They don't have the knowledge to stand with me. They don't have the facts to stand with me. And they just have to show just how totally ignorant they are and how willfully they ignore the truth. So, again, I will be presenting these videos pretty soon. I've been away for some time now doing some things. Some things happen, just personal things that not really that important to anyone, but to me. So I hope to get back in the swing of things now and be refreshed, and to begin helping these other Catholics out on YouTube as much as I can. And I would be glad to defend anything or answer any questions you have on these arguments to help to preserve our faith and present our faith in the way that we believe it, so people can understand it. Until next time, this has been Golly saying, God bless.